Thank you for tuning in this week. My name is Keisha Lewis, Certified Diabetes Care and Education Specialist and Occupational Therapist. And I'm combining the two things that I love, being a diabetes educator and being an occupational therapist, to be able to bring wellness and education to you. So if this is your first time here, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you tuned in last week to learn about holiday eating tips, thank you for coming back this week. And don't forget to follow me at Live Weldom. There's always tips and things that I find helpful there. So in this week's episode, we're going to learn about the types and the symptoms associated with diabetes. So have you ever wondered what happens to your body when your blood sugars rise, or why some people need insulin and others don't? Today, I'm going to begin to break this down a little bit to help you understand what's happening in your body and take steps toward better health. So if you've been told that you have prediabetes, this is not diabetes. This means that your blood glucose levels are higher than normal, but not high enough to be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Prediabetes does increase your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. However, implementing lifestyle changes like exercise and healthy eating and following up with your doctor can decrease your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. So what is diabetes? Diabetes is a disease that occurs when your blood glucose levels, also known as blood sugar levels, are too high. The three most common types are type 1, type 2, and gestational diabetes. So I'm going to briefly discuss the three types. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease that occurs when the body's immune system attacks the pancreas and destroys cells that make insulin. Insulin is a hormone that helps the body use sugar for energy. And without insulin, the blood sugars rise. People with type 1 diabetes need insulin because their bodies no longer produce it. Type 2 diabetes, on the other hand, is when the body either doesn't make enough insulin or the cells become resistant to insulin. And this means that your body still produces insulin, it just stops being able to use it properly. And without enough insulin, sugar builds up in your bloodstream, which can lead to diabetes-related complications. Then there's gestational diabetes. This develops during pregnancy and is affected by hormonal changes in a woman's body. Typically, it goes away after the baby is born. However, if you've experienced gestational diabetes, you're more likely to develop type 2 diabetes later in life. So it's important that you follow up with your doctor and receive screenings for diabetes every 3 years. So each type of diabetes is unique, but the symptoms often overlap, and it's important to recognize the symptoms of diabetes, whether it's in yourself or someone that you know, because you might be able to help them out. So here's what to look for in each case. So symptoms of type 1 diabetes include increased thirst, frequent urination, extreme hunger, extreme fatigue, unexplained weight loss, blurry vision, cuts and bruises that are slow to heal, and bedwetting in children. Symptoms of type 2 diabetes are often more gradual. They also include frequent thirst, frequent urination, unexplained weight loss, fatigue, blurred vision, slow healing cuts or wounds, and sometimes tingling or numbness in the hands and the feet. Gestational diabetes symptoms are typically not noticeable, but they can include increased thirst, more frequent urination, fatigue, and nausea. If any of these symptoms sound familiar, I want you to consider reaching out to a healthcare provider. Recognizing these symptoms early is key because untreated diabetes can lead to complications. Over time, if left unmanaged, elevated blood glucose can damage your heart, kidneys, your eyes, your feet, your sexual organs. So to be able to help you really understand what happens when blood sugar gets too high and why these complications occur, let me give you a small visual. So by no means am I a mad scientist, but I've got two canisters here. Okay, one with water and one with a thick corn syrup. The water represents blood sugars that are well managed, and the corn syrup represents what your blood might look like when your blood sugar levels are too high. I also have a few pennies. Now I want you to watch what happens in the jars, okay? So in the water, you'll see the penny quickly moves down. It also flashes me, okay? Now, in the corn syrup, I've got water everywhere, y'all. Now, in the corn syrup, what you'll see is that the penny slowly moves to the bottom. Do you see how slow that's going? All right. When blood is thicker, like the corn syrup, it flows more slowly through your body, leading to complications like nerve damage and heart disease. Of course, our blood isn't actually this thick, but what I want you to see is that higher glucose can slow down blood flow. Healthy blood flow, on the other hand, is smooth, just like the example of the water. Diabetes education and self-management go hand in hand. If you've been diagnosed with diabetes, I encourage you to seek out a certified diabetes care and education specialist like myself and start learning how to manage diabetes. With the right support, you definitely can manage your diabetes and you can live a healthy life. Diabetes doesn't have to control your life. So working with your team, including your primary care physician, an endocrinologist, diabetes care and education specialist, and a nutrition expert, you can make managing diabetes much easier. This is it for this episode. So I want you to stay tuned and come back for our next episode where we're going to dive deeper into how diabetes is diagnosed and healthy habits that can make managing diabetes easier. If you found this episode helpful, and I hope you did, please like, share, and consider subscribing. Your support helps others find this information, helps others find this channel, and it also helps me to be able to help you. So if you have a specific topic that you want to hear about, I would love for you to place it in the comments below. And remember, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you same place, same time next week.